We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, which are life, liberty, and a pursuit of happiness. This, of course, is the lead-in to the Declaration of Independence, and I think it is the baseline to the freedoms that we have in this country, which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and it leads right into the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution of the United States. The people in the United States, for ratification of the Constitution, demanded that these 10 rights be added to the Constitution, and that's why they're so very important. We shouldn't alter them at all. And I think the First Amendment, especially giving us the freedom of speech to discuss these truths. And our founding fathers, excuse me, their founding fathers understood that there were certain truths that came from God. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. And the second point that they made is that these rights come from our Creator. It's not the government that gives us the rights. It's God who gives us the rights. And we can choose poorly if we choose to. In our postmodern way of thinking, people can choose whatever they want, and certainly they can. But if we can't discuss things and worry about offending other people, and how many times has government or these large social media platforms introduced restrictions on our free speech? We should be able to talk about things fairly openly and discuss them. You know, and I believe that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and there's no way to the Father but through Him. Prove me wrong. Prove Him wrong. I don't need to be proven wrong. Prove Jesus wrong. If you want to discuss that, we can. But certainly there are many proofs that will lead you to that very conclusion if you choose to look at them. But in our postmodern way of looking at things, people can believe whatever they want to believe. The one thing we can't do is offend each other. There was a guy named Frank Turek. There is a guy named Frank Turek who has a podcast, and I was listening to that the other day, and one of his guests said something pretty incredible. He said that our society will be led by one of two things, either power and coercion or truth. In the past, we have been open to discuss truth, but if we turn away from the truth, what we will have left is people trying to coerce us into believing what they want us to believe and restricting us of free thought and freedom of speech and freedom of religion. That's where we're going. If we choose to turn away from truth, the postmodern way of thinking where I can believe whatever I want, but you can't offend me, we need to offend each other. And people need to stand up for what they believe is the truth. Not in a mean way, but in a way you're concerned for others because you understand that they're perishing without Christ, for example. And therefore, that's why I talk about Jesus a lot, because I know He is the way, the truth, and the life. And I also know that the Bible says that the truth will make you free to serve Jesus. And then we're bondage to sin. We just are. We're sinners. People love sin rather than the Creator, and they turn away from Him because of it. So anyways, I just wanted to present this thought to you and think about it. The Founding Fathers understood that there was objective truth that needed to be discussed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, with certain inalienable rights, which are the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And our liberty comes from our Creator God. He's the one who has given us this liberty. And if we turn away from Him, I would say this is something that needs to be discussed. If we turn away from Him, we are giving up our freedoms. We truly are. That's because we're led away in bondage. Well, think about this. And I pray it sinks in deep, and just think about it and give God time in your heart and mind today. Read His Word, pray to Him, ask Him to help you to understand truth. And He will, because He's a good God. We will talk to you later. Bye-bye.